So it seems that we've gotten some new Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks regarding gameplay details, characters, map details, cut content, as well as story spoilers also. And this is coming from Twitter user GameRoll Online that has leaked this information. So that's what we're going to be getting into right now. Alrighty guys, so this is GameRoll right here that has leaked this information. He has been someone in the GTA and Rockstar community that has grown his account over the last many years, and he has been correct on leaking out information in the past. One of them actually was this one right here, where he got the surnames of Jason and Lucia correct way before trailer 2, way before we even knew about their last names, before Rockstar even came out with any information regarding that. As you can see here, he goes, this was on the 19th of the 4th, earlier this year, way before trailer 2, going, my guesses are Lucia Caminos and Jason Duval, which he ended up getting correct. So it seems like he does have someone at Rockstar or some friend of someone that works at Rockstar that is a source that he is getting this information from. And this is what he came out with. There was a post on Twitter X saying, full list of information given to me by the same source who told me Jason and Lucia's last names. Disclaimer, I have no proof of any of this information other than it's all come from the same exact source who told me Jason and Lucia's last names. It's not a direct source. They claim to be the friend of a Rockstar developer. I asked them to find out Jason and Lucia's last names so I could verify their story once they were eventually revealed, and that's what happened. Some stuff here may be false, misinterpreted, or complete BS. I trust the source, but I have no way to prove any of it. So yeah, just be sure to take all this information that I'm about to say with a grain of salt. It may or may not come true in the end. So yeah, just really be mindful of that when I go through this information. So the first thing that GameRoll did leak in regards to this was the gameplay details. So it looks like 6-star wanted level system is going to be returning within Grand Theft Auto 6. This is something that sort of has been hinted at throughout the GTA 6 leaks back in September of 2022, and also has been a rumor going around within the community for the last few years. GTA 6, 6-star wanted level. So it seems like that is coming back from Grand Theft Auto 4, which is absolutely awesome to see. So expect everything to get much more difficult, I would say, with the cops at 6 stars. So that is going to be very, very cool. The next one is a relationship bar that was mentioned in the 2022 leak clips that still exists. It works like the honor system in Red Dead Redemption 2. So if you guys do remember the honor system that was in Red Dead Redemption 2, where you had high honor or low honor, depending on what you would do outside of the main missions, where you like free roam and you shoot a bunch of NPCs or whatever, that would take your honor much more lower. And then when you would do other certain things, it would take your honor much higher when you would walk up to various NPCs and greet them and do various types of tasks that would be quite positive. So that is really, really cool to see. So that is probably something that we are going to see in terms of the dynamic between Jason and Lucia. So let's say, for example, we walk in to a strip club as Jason, perhaps maybe a relationship love dynamic bar system goes down because we're being unfaithful to Lucia. So maybe that's something that is going to have an impact on the story depending on the choices that you make outside of the main missions. That is something that I'm actually very hyped to see, and it is something that was mentioned within the September 22 leaks as well. Moving down, it looks like we have weight mechanics are a thing. This is something that was mentioned within the September 22 leaked files, that we are going to be seeing a weight management system or something along those lines within Grand Theft Auto 6. And this has been hinted at where we see Jason bench pressing on the beach within trailer 2. So that is very, very cool to see that. Explorable underwater areas with treasure and secrets is going to be included. So that's something that we did already see within Grand Theft Auto 5, and something that was hinted at within the September 22 leaked files, that we are going to be seeing a lot of underwater activity. So that is going to be cool from an exploration perspective. So I'm liking that. That is great. The trailer 2 scene where Jason buys beer is gameplay. So that is cool. Greet and antagonize is in the game. So that's a returning feature from Red Dead Redemption 2. Now this one is pretty interesting. This is something that we haven't seen within the September 22 leaked footage and files, and that is that the character wheel has 3 options: solo Jason, solo Lucia, and dual protagonist control, where Lucia/Jason can be controlled at the same time to rob together in the open world. Some missions are also started using the 2 of them at once. So that is pretty cool. So it doesn't seem like Rockstar is going to be focusing on that dual protagonist feature, implementing it within the wheel of Grand Theft Auto 6 on the HUD, and something that we are going to be able to access and switch across, whether it is playing as solo Jason, solo Lucia, or controlling them at the same time, which is very, very interesting. I don't know how that's going to work. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that is going to be implemented, because based off the way it's described here from GameRoll, it's sort of hard to visualize how that will actually turn out, but we just have to wait and see when Rockstar actually shows it to us, obviously, if this is all correct in the end. Going down here, we can see that the rectangle GPS with pink waypoints is going to be returning from Grand Theft Auto 5. This time it is going to be pink though, so going to be high highlighting and referencing Grand Theft Auto Vice City, I'm sure, with the pink font and the pink lettering, and I'm sure the pink highlighting coloring as well. Now, going down here, it says that Jason has a Deadeye-like ability, slows down with time, and reveals weak spots. So something similar to Red Dead Redemption 2, where we had Arthur Morgan and even John Marsden as well. When you would slow down time, you'll be able to see the weak points of your target. So that is quite cool. Lucia can do it, but only one shot. Source said this is apparently super bad, and they hope it gets changed. It's meant to show how Jason is a better shot than Lucia due to his time in the army. So I guess that is pretty interesting. Something that may change, it looks like. People react to having your gun out, so that is good to see. And that is something that in Grand Theft Auto 5 and even GTA 4, more so in GTA 5 though, was quite noticeable, where you would have like an RPG out, and let's say you wouldn't aim it at anyone, but you would just walk down the street. Let's say you're walking down Vinewood Boulevard or anywhere on the GTA 5 map. NPCs wouldn't react unless you aim it at them and they start screaming and yelling. So this is really cool to see that we are going to see NPCs reacting to us having our gun out and drawing our weapon. So that makes everything much more realistic and of course immersive. Male strippers are in the game. This is something that we did see within the Port Gellhorn screenshots. If you guys do remember, there was a poster up on the front of the entranceway of one of the cabaret clubs, or the cabaret club in Port Gellhorn. Driving is the best it's ever been, considering this is the newest Grand Theft Auto title. I expect that to be the case. Gore and Dismemberment is being built off Red Dead Redemption 2. So a lot of people that have been clamoring for Gore and Dismemberment to return within GTA 6 from RDR2, it seems like that is going to be the case. So that is really, really cool. Be interesting to see how that works, especially when blowing everyone's head off within Vice City when you are shooting a bunch of people down. That is going to be absolutely awesome. Limited weapon system does return, stored in the trunk, and that is pretty much, I would say, hinted at within the screenshots that we did see that Rockstar provided, where you see Lucia and Jason opening up the trunk of one of the vehicles. All right, so moving on here, he's got something that he did mention in regards to the characters. One of them, that being Donnie, who hasn't been a character that we have been introduced to from Rockstar yet. And he goes, Donnie, Jason's friend who works for Brian and is described as a freak. So this is probably pointing to the idea of Strangers and Freaks missions returning from GTA 5, which is going to be really, really cool to see. Also, as well, Game Roll mentioned the map here. He goes, the map is once again an island. So a lot of people that have been thinking that this is going to be one big map where we aren't going to be seeing an island, and it's just going to be something where we are going to be looking in the horizon in the north of Leonida, and we are going to be seeing a Gloriana or something like that. It seems like that may not be the case. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. No panhandle. Now, this is something that is quite interesting because mapping community on Discord, led by creator Dupsaw, did actually include the panhandle within the current mapping project version. So does that mean we are not going to be seeing the panhandle based off what Game Roll is claiming here from his source? That it does seem like that is the case, where we aren't going to be seeing the Florida panhandle. So yeah, very interesting to hear that and see that. Obviously, take this all with a grain of salt. We just don't know if that is going to be true or not. We just have to wait until we get some more information. But it is interesting though, because in the September 22 leaked footage, we did see signage that did point to a panhandle being included. So unless that maybe has been cut from the game, I guess that is just something that we just have to wait and see if that does occur or not. Enterable shopping malls and skyscrapers with lifts. That first part there seems like it is going to be returning from Grand Theft Auto Vice City. You guys do remember the North Point Mall. If you have played Vice City, you would know that that was in the game, and that may be returning within Grand Theft Auto 6 as a mall. And also, as well, another thing to point out, within trailer 1, you probably may or may not would have remembered that there was a scene where we saw an in-car shot of Lucia and Jason, and we see signage for a mall in the background. So that pretty much point to the idea that it looks like we are going to be seeing shopping malls return. And skyscrapers with lifts. We have never seen lifts before within a shopping mall, within any Grand Theft Auto title. Within Vice City, we never saw it. So that is going to be something that is pretty cool. I'm assuming they are going to be functioning, so we're going to be able to go into them and go up to certain levels. So that is great. Imagine shootouts in a shopping mall. That is going to be something very, very exciting. It does point to the idea of interiors being a heavy emphasis within GTA 6. And the next one here, Game Roll says 700 plus shops and most interiors of a major open world game. This is the one I'm most iffy about. That's a lot of shops and interiors. That's pretty insane. Over 700. Does that point to the fact that we are really going to be seeing that many shops and interiors to be included within GTA 6? That seems like a pretty extortionate number. But then again, Rockstar are really planning to make sure that this is the next gen Grand Theft Auto title that we are going to be seeing. And to exceed our expectations, maybe that could be the case based off what they stated, that we are going to be seeing a lot more interiors this time around. You guys would probably remember there was a leak that did come out just before trailer 1 dropped. Aaron Garbutt's son's friend did come out and claim that 70% of the buildings were going to be enterable. Does this point to the idea and add to the validity potentially that we are going to be seeing many more interiors being included and more shops? So very, very cool stuff. Alrighty, so moving on to the story and missions. He goes, not going to spoil much here. Game has chapters like RDR2, 5 chapters in total. Shots from trailer 2 were all from chapters 1 to 3. Most of the things we did see within trailer 2 seemed like it was earlier on in the story, where we see Jason bail Lucia out of prison, and we also see them fixing up their home, talking about going from place to place, doing some store robberies, escaping from the police, those types of things. That is interesting that we are going to be seeing chapters returning from RDR2 as well. 5 in total, it seems like it says here, which I think is the same amount from RDR2. It seems like that is the case, so pretty interesting. All right, so moving on to content that has been cut from the game, and it seems like no fully nude sex scenes. So a lot of people that were hoping to see sex naughty scenes within Grand Theft Auto 6, it seems like that is not going to be the case. So when he says no fully nude sex scenes, so it seems like we aren't going to be seeing full probably sexual intercourse or any type of thing where we are going to be seeing Jason and Lucia fully and completely nude. So maybe partially nude, just like we saw within trailer 2 where we see Jason and Lucia in bed. Lucia seems like she's wearing a bikini, Jason's got his top off, but it seems like Rockstar aren't going to go all out with that, so that is particularly interesting. Listening to music outside of a car isn't a thing, so that is something that doesn't necessarily make too much sense to me, because we have seen within the screenshots of Lucia particularly, and even with Jason when he was bench pressing on the beach, that we see both of them wearing AirPods, or the AirPod parody within GTA, which I think is called Beat Off Pods, something like that. You guys can correct me down in the comment section below. That has been featured in GTA Online as a cosmetic, though you can't actually listen to music within GTA Online outside of a car, but it seems like that has been cut. But yeah, that's particularly interesting because based off what we are seeing, like I said, within trailer 2 and the screenshots, that says otherwise. Prone was cut a while ago. That is something that we did see within the September 22 leaked footage. You guys would maybe remember if you saw there was a shot of Jason, there was a clip of Jason where he was going down into the prone position. It seemed like he was in some type of farmhouse, maybe in Ambrosia or something along those lines, but it seems like that is indeed cut, which is quite sad, and something that is quite sad to see if that is indeed true, that prone is cut, because I mean, we haven't seen that within any Grand Theft Auto title. Dual wielding weapons isn't in the game. That is another one that is pretty disappointing, because within Red Dead Redemption 2 you were able to dual wield various weapons, whether it was handguns or whatever, so that is quite a shame that we won't be seeing that. No Disney World parody. You would remember back with the September 22 leaked files, Rockstar did point to the idea of being a Disney World parody, that being a Fairyland Forest. Seems like that is not going to be the game. And no burglary mini game, so another one there that is not going to be included within GTA 6, it seems like, from what this thread from GameRoll says. So yeah guys, that's pretty much about it. Just to summarize, we just don't know for sure if this is 100% true or not. Like GameRoll did say, he does know a friend that knows someone at Rockstar, which is where he's getting this information from. So there might be some miscommunication along the lines where some of the information that GameRoll has come out with may not be true or not. We just don't know for sure. I guess we'll get a bit more of a clearer understanding once we get closer to the game's release, and obviously once the game is out, we will know 100% for sure in relation to the details that he has come out and are leaked within this massive thread here. Alrighty guys, so that is pretty much it. That's all the Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks that have been surfaced online. Obviously, like I said, we've got to take it all with a grain of salt. We just don't know if it is going to come to fruition or not. So we will have to wait and see, unfortunately, until we get closer to the game's release. And of course, once the game is out, we will know for sure. But anyways guys, if you wanted to enjoy this video and found any informative value, please consider subscribing to the channel, like, and of course turn on those post notifications so you never miss an upcoming Grand Theft Auto 6 upload. Stay safe, have a great day, and I am out.